Okay, so welcome to another video from Harry and myself. You've probably seen and heard about them by now, so it's where we talk all about sport. Last week we switched it up a little bit, so Harry interviewed me, but we're going back to what we would call the norm now, and I'm going to be asking Harry some questions and having a little chat today about the football club. So the reason we're doing these videos is because we can't actually run the football club in person at the moment. So I guess the place to start really today, Harry, would be, what is the Multischool Council Football Club?
The Multischool Council Football Club is a club that tries to encourage inclusiveness with everyone, really, with all disabilities and special educational needs. We try to help kids with special educational needs enjoy football and have fun in football. And we're quite relaxed, really, and we value patience and understanding as our main targets. And that can go from the coaches, and we encourage the kids to be quite patient and understanding as well towards each other's needs. The Multischool Council Football Club really just wants kids to have fun and enjoy football in the right environment, really. And that's what we're really all about.
I know we're still sorting out like where we're going to run the sessions from and times and all that kind of stuff, and that's still up for discussion and making it as safe as possible because of COVID. But if somebody's obviously never been to a session before, what type of things do you do at the football sessions, Harry?
We just like to have fun. We just like to if you're new, one of the coaches will come up to you and we will say, "Hi, my name is." Like, if I came up to you, I'd go, "Hi, my name is Harry." I'd ask them a couple of questions, like, "How are you? You ever played football before? You know, things like that. You ever been involved in a team before?" And they can, and then the parents will talk to me or whatever as well if they're with the child, and tell me what they struggle with and what they find fun and how I can help them in any way. So really, it's about, I cater the sessions to you. It's all individual. I will always find a way to have you involved and enjoy it, because I find that if none of you enjoy it, then it's pointless what I'm doing. I'll try obviously you can't please everyone, but I try and make it my job to please everyone, because I don't want a kid, upset in the corner, not enjoying himself. So I just try, like, if the session's too hard for you, I'll then give you a personal objective to do. So I'll go, right, I want you to I'll set you up some cones and go, I want you to dribble out on them 5 times, and then I'll change it up. Then I'll carry on with the session inside, but I'll maybe get one of my coaches to then organise that for you, and then you can have your own fun in the corner. So I would always cater the sessions to each individual child.
So it's almost as if you adapt to the children don't have to adapt to you, which I think is a very strong approach, Harry. You said there, like, kind of right at the start, if they've come along and they've never played football before, they've never been part of a team before, if they haven't ever kicked a football, can they come and join the sessions?
Of course. We have an under 10s, and we have an under 16s, which ranges from 11 to 16, and some even stay on past 16, to be honest, because they like to, and we don't want to go, right, you're 17 or so, you're gone. So we're all an inclusive bunch. But if you've never played football before, there's loads of kids at our club that have never played football before, and they've come on leaps and bounds. And we have a wonderful coach in Trev that everyone knows, that deals with the younger side of things, that is really patient and understanding. And if you've never kicked football before, there's always learning. I never played. We've all had first times. When I was younger, I'd never played football before. Then I went on to do quite good things, and now I'm a coach. We'll start off somewhere, and we're all patient in how fast and how slow your development is. It's development at the end of the day.
What other coaches are at the club, Harry? Because I know you mentioned yourself, and obviously Trev. Is there anyone else that helps out? And also, would you be open to maybe more coaches being involved?
We have myself, Trevor, Craig, and Carl that comes when he can. At the moment, but we're always open. All we value is for you to have the same values as us. That's the only requirement we will want, is that you're patient, understanding, and have a clear understanding of special educational needs, autism, cerebral palsy, amputee, various other disabilities. That you all just have a very clear understanding of that and how and what kids are capable of, and willing to work in a team, because we're very much a family club, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's really clear, Harry, and people will really understand that. And obviously, there's been ambassadors involved over the time, so with Connell and Mason and Crystal even now as well, who's done lots with the coaching.
Yeah, Crystal.
So there's lots of people always involved here and there, and as you said, it's definitely a massive team effort. So obviously, getting that balance, as you said, Harry, is about the enjoyment. That is the most important thing, and the right environments, people can come along, kick a ball about. We also know, obviously, football is a competitive game, and where we were doing quite a few sessions and getting quite a few children along, that they were saying, weren't they, Harry? Or let's see if we can play some games against other, disability teams. So with that in mind, obviously the coaching kind of looks at the games then, and it's quite interesting just to ask you, because I hear people ask this for any coaches or managers of, what is your football philosophy? That's something that seems a bit of a buzzword. So we spoke a little bit before started recording, but how would you answer that question, Harry? What's your football philosophy?
Well, I take inspiration from a man that's really famous in German football that taught Jurgen Klopp, Thomas Tuchel, managers like that, Hansi Flick, Julian Nagelsmann. I take real inspiration in Ralph Ragnick, if anyone's ever heard of him. And what I take from him, mine is a very high pressing, aggressive style of play. I don't care about the tricks and flicks as much. I care about how hard you work on and off the ball. I was trying to teach the kids before COVID happened that pressing, I thought they were ready to study pressing, and they got really good at it. And when we came back in the summer, they were doing it, and it was in their minds. And Ralph Ragnick always goes on about you don't change the skill. Players have got the skill. You change their minds. It's the football, the mind that you've got to change. You've got to get them to work within a system. So my system's very much high press. I want you to win the ball back fast as possible, and I want you to attack as fast as possible. Ralph Ragnick has a thing where it has a rule that when out of possession, you have 8 seconds to win it back, and then after you've won it back, you have 10 seconds to create a goal. And that's what I was eventually going to get onto. I was going to time them, how long it took to win the ball back. I didn't want it exactly 10 seconds because I didn't want to overwork them, but I wanted to win it back fast. But when we get back to it, that's what we're going to play against teams.
Brilliant. And really well explained there, Harry, and people who are really interested in football and have a lot of understanding around football will really kind of get that. But I just want to kind of finish with the things you said there. So you said as part of that, philosophy, you want the players to obviously work hard, to kind of follow instructions, to understand a bit more about how to play. And they're all important life skills, aren't they, Harry? So when children come along to the club, not only are they playing football and they're enjoying it, hopefully, and they're learning how to play football maybe in a better way, what skills do you think they gain that they can take into life from joining the club?
I think definitely confidence. Confidence is the number one thing that they can gain from the football club. I remember we had a lad that was playing quite high level for Tiptree, but it didn't work out as much. That very much the managers at Tiptree were too hard on him, and that's a very important thing in coaching. You don't push your players too far, otherwise you're going to lose interest. they're going to lose interest and they're maybe going to go. They're not going to come back because they're thinking, well, this coach is being really unfair to me. Why is he shouting at me or whatever? Why is he telling me to do this stuff? Anyway, he came to the first session. He scored about 3 goals and was like, oh, well, he's pretty good. Very good player, very talented player. And the parents came up to me and said, he just doesn't do this on training sessions at Tiptree. And I went, well, it's because he needs that confidence, he needs that praise. I said, if he needs to know he's doing well. Mm. I said, and not a lot of coaches will tell you when you're doing well. And you need to know that. You need to know within yourself that I'm good at football, I'm good at what I do. I always praise my team no matter what. If they haven't done something quite right, I always find a positive. I'll go, that was really good. I always start off with a praise and then I'll go, but can we do that? I'll ask a question to them. Can we press faster? Can we win that ball back quicker? Should we have took a shot quicker? Should we have not passed it around and maybe waited for a cross when we could have just played it down the middle and shot the first time? I always start off with a praise. They need that confidence booster. So the qualities they will take is definitely leadership, because we have a few leaders within the Multischool Football Club, and say you've got to set example to a leader. Leaders are natural, but they need something to bring out in them. So by you showing them leadership, they will then look up to you and then take that leadership on. And really, it's just the willingness to listen. The willingness to listen and follow instructions is very important in life. And if I see a player can do that, I think they do very well in life. But the 3 qualities I would take from what they could take is confidence, leadership, and willing to work in a team. That's 4. That's 3. And then learning to work hard and willing to work hard.
Yeah,
and listen.
Definitely, and they're all very important skills, as you said, Harry, to kind of take into life. So the football is the aim, as you said, but it's everything else around that they gain from the sessions. And I've seen that, over the years. You've all done an amazing job with, how it's been developed. And as you said, there's so many success stories of children who have gained loads from it. And that's credit to you, Harry, and all the other coaches that have been involved as well. So if people are interested, you mentioned leadership a lot there as well. We did a session, didn't we? We did a video all about what makes a good leader, and you can look back at that on YouTube. So thank you, Harry. We're going to do one more next week, aren't we, I believe? And then we're going to finish this series. But good to chat to you again.
Great to chat to you too, Kieran. Thank you.
Cheers, Harry.